It was a cool winter morning, and the engines were starting to wake up at the sheds.
"Morning, everyone," said Percy cheerfully. "Who's excited for the holidays? I want to puff through all the snow."
Thomas had overheard. He remembered the time he wasn't wearing his snowplow and went into a snowbank. Pah! Snow is silly. You'll never see me going through it. Especially not after last time, chuckled Toby. Thomas didn't reply. He just sulked in the shed. The Fat Controller soon walked to the turntable.
"Good morning, engines. Thomas, you'll be pulling Annie and Clarabelle. Toby, manager of the quarry, would like you to sort out trucks before the snow hits later today. And Percy, you'll be shunting as normal."
And with that, the engines were left alone. Percy's eyes twinkled with the idea of snow hitting the railway. Thomas and Toby weren't too sure.
"That snow will cause delays. Make sure you're wearing your snowplows, you two."
"Where do I get one? And what does it look like?" "Wait, you've never worn a snowplow before?" "Lucky."
"No, they normally shut us shunters in the shed. The drivers would pick out who'd come out, but I never did."
Both Thomas and Toby felt sad for the small engine, but they didn't know what to do to help. Percy had gone to the big station to shunt the trucks. He didn't mind it, as he'd been used to it for years before he came to Sodor. Engines like Gordon and James wouldn't really thank Percy. But Edward and Henry would drop a friendly whistle thanking him. As he was shunting, he got called over by the Fat Controller.
"Percy, Toby is starting to struggle at the quarry. Could you help him bring the trucks to the junction?"
"Yes, sir. But one question. Where is it?"
"It's at the end of Thomas's branch line past the last station."
Percy whistled and he was off. He never left the yards often, so whenever he could, he'd always enjoy it. He felt the wintry air wrap round his funnel like a scarf. Frost had covered the grass with a white blanket. He was able to collect a snowplow before he was able to go onto Thomas's branch line. He passed Terence in his field.
"Peep, peep, hello."
He soon arrived at the quarry, where he saw Toby.
"Thank goodness. I'm happy to see you, Percy. These trucks have been ever so troublesome today. They don't give a flying hecklehoo about what I tell them."
"Don't worry, I'll sort this lot out."
The pair of engines worked hard. One engine would shunt the trucks, while the other would take them to the junction. As they were getting the last train ready, the snow started to fall.
"Come along, Percy. I'll help you take these."
"No thank you, Toby. I can handle this. I want to prove myself to the Fat Controller."
Just then, a lorry came through to collect some stones for the construction company.
"What's a caterpillar like you doing with these stones? You'll never be able to start puffing." "Ignore him," said Toby. "You'll do grand. I know it."
Percy started. His wheels began to slip, but with every ounce of weight and steam he had, he puffed up the quarry and was soon going down the branch line. Thomas was stopped at the station for the last passenger train of the day, as the snow caused the other trains to be cancelled. He saw the green engine coming down with his snowplow on, lamp shining, and steam bellowing.
"Peep, peep! Go on, Percy!" he shouted.
Signals looked like Christmas trees with all the twinkly lights. He soon went to the level crossing, where he saw the lorry broken down. Percy went over and he wheeshed steam at the lorry, and it started to cough and growl.
"I'll get you."
Unfortunately, the snow started to fall heavier and Percy's wheels began to slip.
"I've got to get through! I've got to get through!"
Clouds started to form and it got darker and darker. Percy soon saw lights of a station. It was Elsbridge. Percy went down a hill and soon arrived at the platform. News had gone round about Percy's efforts, and the people on the platform cheered for him.
"Well done, Percy! You did amazing!"
Even James had to congratulate him. Percy was soon going back to the sheds. The lights were off and the doors were shut. Ah well, at least it's a quiet night tonight. He got turned round and backed into the sheds.
Merry Christmas,
Percy! Exclaimed Thomas and Toby. Lights twinkled in Percy's eyes. A tree was in the corner, and all the crew celebrated with cups of hot cocoa. Even the fat controller popped by to tell Percy some news.
Percy, how would you like to work on Thomas's branch line?
Yes, please, sir, he said happily. Percy soon fell asleep, now having the best Christmas present of all, and celebrating Christmas with people he liked.